Hi, my name is Brayden Callison. I will be reading my summer family vacation. 2 summers ago, my family and I went on a wonderful vacation around the United States. I visited 20 states and 9 national parks and many interesting places in America. I learned a great deal about our country. We left from Georgia and drove through North Tennessee to Kentucky. While in Kentucky, we visited the Kentucky Dam. The water was rough and it was very windy. Next, we stopped in Metropolis, Illinois to see Superman's hometown. Metropolis has a tribute to Superman in the town square, which is a giant statue of Superman. It was fun posing for pictures. Then we crossed the Mississippi River into Missouri and visited the Gateway Arch National Park in St. Louis. I went up in the arch in a small tram and looked out over the city and Mississippi River. The tram was very small inside and hot. We continued our trip through Iowa to Nebraska. We visited the Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom Zoo in Omaha, which was the largest population of gorillas in the United States. Our next stop was South Dakota. We stopped in a famous corn palace. The palace is a large building that is completely decorated with corn. The design differs each year. Next, we traveled to the Badlands National Park. We climbed and hiked through the Badlands. After leaving the Badlands, we drove to Mount Rushmore National Park. Then there are 50 flags displayed on the walkway that leads to Mount Rushmore. I hiked to the base of the Mount Monument and took photos. While in Wyoming, we visited Devil's Tower National Park. It looks like a huge volcano. We saw climbers climbing to the top. They look like little ants because Devil's Tower is so large. We also visited Grand Teton National Park in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and drove along the Snake River. We drove through the Big Horn Mountains with elevations as high as 13,000 feet in the Big Horn National Forest. We saw a lot of wildlife. After arriving in Montana, we spent the night in Yellowstone National Park. We explored many areas of Yellowstone. We saw pretty lakes, waterfalls, and snow-capped mountains, hot springs, and many animals like buffalo, bears, elk, and mountain goats. I watched Old Faithful erupt, which was really cool. I also watched other geysers erupt. It also snowed while we were eating at Yellowstone Cafe. After leaving Yellowstone, we stayed in a hotel along the Snake River in Idaho and visited Idaho Falls. I also saw wind farms while in Idaho. After leaving Idaho, we visited Utah. We stopped in Salt Lake City and Park City and visited the 2002 Winter Olympic site for luge, downhill ski jump, bobsled, skiing, super pipe, and snowboarding. We also visited Zion National Park and hiked while in Utah. Our next stop was in Arizona. We visited the North Rim of the Grand Canyon National Park. We walked out on narrow trails to look over the canyon. We were very high and the wind was blowing hard. It was amazing to see the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. Next, we drove to Las Vegas, Nevada to stay overnight at the Venetian Hotel. I saw all the large hotels and also saw a water and light show at the Bellagio Hotel. We stopped by the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop where the show Pawn Stars is filmed too. Before leaving Nevada, we stopped at Hoover Dam and took a tour. It was over 108 degrees Fahrenheit. I have never felt so hot before. Then we drove back to Arizona to start our trip back east to Georgia. We visited the Petrified Forest National Park and the Painted Desert. The Petrified Forest has fossils and fallen trees that have lived about 225 million years ago in the late Jurassic period. The Painted Desert was very colorful and reminded me of a painting. On our journey back to Georgia, we drove through New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama. It was the best vacation ever.